All right, all my little YouTube motherfuck faces. You're watching Validation Boy live stream, March 18th, 2020. Or maybe you're not watching it. Doesn't look like any of you guys really are. It's okay though. I know what you're up to. The foolishness of it all. I mean, I should have realized what this was all about 4 days ago on my last show. All right, nice. I'm such a fool. I should have figured this all out 4 days ago. I mean, I had inklings of understanding. But now it's all become completely clear. I'm going to self-censor a little bit so that nothing gets, read by algorithms or bots or whatever the fuck I see happening to people. I see that Cakes Tries and D over on 1vs1 Me channel got shut down right in the middle of their stream earlier. So I'm going to do a little bit of self-censoring, but you all know exactly what I'm talking about when I say the ordeal. You know, that ordeal that supposedly emanated from the land where pandas come from, right? I heard a YouTuber say that earlier, a couple days ago, as a code, but we all know what I'm talking about. Now, I knew that this whole thing was probably about the gynocracy. When I get to that first 5 in the live, I'll give you guys the shout. Or if we don't even make it to 5 viewers because of what's really happening right now, I'll shout you out at the end. But yeah, so it's quite obvious, okay? Let me just walk you through all my thoughts. I've been taking notes for a couple days now. I was going to make a short video, but it's best to just go live. Too many ideas. And I will be self-censoring. So anyways, we're going to call this thing the ordeal. And we'll get to it as it comes along. Now, this is all about the gynocracy, like I've said like 4 times now. And the fact of the matter is this, all right? Thanks to the fucking cultural irresponsibility that is feminism, the Western world and mainly America, our economy has been operating, in a weakened state, very weakened state for like 10 years. Or what am I talking about? For like decades. Decades. What the fuck did I say that? All right. Now, ironically, obviously, this weakness is probably or has the potential to bring to its knees the very civilization that these gynocrats take for granted and wouldn't exist within, wouldn't even exist if they weren't part of it. Right? As we know, as Al Bundy said, basically, women hate each other way, way more than any man ever could. Okay? This is why they're going to stop at nothing to outshine one another. As we all know with strong and independent women, okay? It's all about that one-upsmanship. It's all about that one-upsmanship with every woman, okay? I heard the freaky, fantastic, fucking fat, tabulous foursome over there admitting that on their last show, talking about, gosh, all we women do is tear each other down. We tear each other down worse than the men do. That's what they said. And damn, that was a little bit of truth that they spit. They just don't realize the implications of it, And they like to pretend that their fucking sadistic need to climb the social ladder at each other's expense and at men's expense is their empowerment. In reality, their whole life, most modern women, I'm not saying all, but I'm saying most, their whole life is about cherry picking and manipulating. Right? We all know that. But this is biological. It's for their survival because they're physically weaker. So they have to use their brain power to manipulate their survival. They have to manipulate the situations around them to survive. This is biological. This is the curse that God left them with. Now, if you think about something, had women never been allowed to vote, okay, feminism would have never become, the tumor that it is now, right? That sickness has left us vulnerable, okay? And it's allowed for the incubation of the infection that we can call multiculturalism. A lot of the more successful nations in the world right now are isolationist. America is multiculturalist. America is crumbling. Isolationist countries are excelling, okay? The multiculturalism is a big part of what fosters the West's idiotic fucking desire for a recreational, intercontinental, vacations and holidays. This is probably exactly why, the super ordeal is upon us. And with such intercontinental holidays, vacations, I guess, what do they do? They take a bunch of pictures on their, as Coach Greg Adams or one of his commenters said, on their Snapstagram, and they post them out there so they can flex hard on each other. It's all about their sadistic need to climb that social ladder. It's all about that hen pecking, that pecking order in the hen pen. You know what I'm saying? And women understand this fully. I mean, they talk about it on The View all day long. They do it to each other and then talk about how they're doing it. They break the fourth wall and just do it to themselves. All right. And so it's just well known. Women can't really be angry about this obvious truth. Okay. And it's usually done, excuse you, at a man's expense. Usually is. And because of this naive behavior and desire, to rack up all this debt and just so they can flex on their female friends or frenemies, really. It's reduced the first world to a state of panic over something that we could have easily fucking prevented. So basically, feminism is suiciding America straight into communism. All these strong and independent ladies, I guess we'll be seeing you in the fucking breadlines. And MGTOW, I'm not MGTOW, but MGTOW is growing. It's huge. It's men understanding. It's not what the Fantastic Foursome want you to think it is. It's not about MGTOWs and incels. It's not what MGTOWs and incels have nothing to do with each other. Okay, nothing necessarily. Incel is shaming language based on the premise that a woman's GPV is the most precious thing in the world. So to even use the term incel as a derogatory, for a woman to, it's on its face a full admission of your extreme narcissism and self-centered fucking demonic nature. To even, for any woman to shame a man and call him an incel, it proves what a narcissistic fucking demon you really are deep in your soulless fucking heart. But MGTOW, men going their own way, is fucking exploding. Okay. And like I've said before, MGTOW is merely a response. It has nothing to do with being the male version of feminism. It's nothing like that whatsoever. Feminism is the embodiment of passive-aggressive, evil use of tactics. MGTOW is simply saying, oh, we don't like what we see there. We're just simply not going to interact with you at all. We're not going to do anything bad to you. We're not going to hate you. We're just literally going to go over here because you suck. That's all. That's all that MGTOW ever was. It's nothing to do with attacking women. Sure, there are guys who use the banner of MGTOW and they attack women, But you don't even need to use that banner to attack women. or the modern narcissistic Western, pretty much worldwide female. It's this culture of gynocracy is pervading the world. It's taking over the world, quite obviously. And that's why I think this whole ordeal is nothing more than just a small part or just a perfect play into it, okay? There's just too many things. I just put it all together in my mind and I had some realizations. It's like so obvious, okay? Superbug is here. They want to flex on each other. Okay. Like I was saying, I took these notes because, I just put this together over late last night and today while I was at work. But MGTOW is starting to leave a lot of women powerless. There's a lot of articles in mainstream women's magazines and newspapers and stuff about how men are just not approaching women anymore, and that men are pretty much going their own way. And it's getting real scary for a lot of these women because, we all know the destiny. We all know the pattern, have the baby, get taken care of, and men are starting to opt out because of the extreme rate of divorces, and the fact that those divorces are mostly initiated by women, and that there seems to be this culture, this plot that most women are doing to men these days, where they get the baby out of them and then they ditch them, and then for 18 years, possibly for the rest of the woman's life or for the rest of the man's life, payment to babysit and just to exist. And it's kind of like an easy way out, or it's just like a means to an end, because women seek comfort. So if they don't even have to have a man there and still get his money and don't even have to please him in the bedroom, of course they're going to do that. And the law and the courts are all set up for it. So why wouldn't they? Okay. Now, I think I got the first 5 in the live. Shit. Let's do this. In at number 1, I don't know who you are, but it's interesting. John Doe. In at number 2, YouTube. In at number 3, the icon, the staple. So nice, you got to say it twice. Schlumminger. In at number 4, Vicnoid1. Nice to have you, young lady. And in at number 5, Ivan Van Veen. Oh man, you're talking about some really cool stuff. Hold on. And we're also joined by Archimedean Eye. Thank you so much for joining. And Justice 777. Everyone go check out her channel. Justice 777. And Z-Rune. What's Vic Noise says, what's MGTOW? Anyways, the MGTOW, it's having its effect. We see videos about it. We see guys talking about it in videos that have over 200,000 views, talking about the effects of MGTOW on college campuses, and the fact that all these young men are getting red pilled to this twisted game that the modern female has been, had the system fixed in her favor while she plays. It's complete and utter insanity, and it's the ultimate cuckery. And like, it's just so ironic when you see celebrities come out and say, oh, men need to man up and do this, that, when if they actually did what you want them to do, you would no longer respect them and then no longer be attracted to them. So it's just a big steaming pile of self-unawareness from the modern, feminist leaning female, progressive female, woman who thinks that she should be voting, woman who thinks that she should be driving cars and stuff like that out. Maybe that's a little extreme. Okay, I'll admit it. Maybe it's a little extreme, but still. All right. Now, someone made a comment in some video I was watching. I was watching Coach Greg Adams live stream. Talk about him in a second. And a guy made a brilliant point. Women, as we know, okay, need constant human interaction. That's how women operate. They need constant interaction. They need constant attention. Everyone knows that's not a bad thing to say that. That's just men like to isolate themselves and go do, mess with objects and build things and do whatever. Women like to communicate and socialize. Okay. It's not an insult. All right. But so the theory is that, and it's quite obviously true, that's why a man puts a bunch of babies in a woman, because then all them babies give her all the attention and all the praise that she needs. Okay. They constantly look up to her, and it's all about the mother worship, and we call Earth Mother Earth and all that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And don't you talk about my mama. You ain't talking about my mama. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. All right. So women, they need that constant attention. All right. So essentially for their own good, the healthiest thing they can do for their own psychological well-being as a woman is make babies, right? It's kind of like what they're really just meant to do. Okay. And that's not necessarily an insult. It's just saying, that's what makes them happy. Kids supply the attention. And we know that this is a fact because women, okay, look at women and their use of social media compared to men. Look at Snapstagram. You know what I'm saying? Look at Tweeter. Oh yeah, it reminds me, Coach Greg Adams, he put out a post of some girl from Twitter, and the tweet has, many, many thousands of views. I don't even know how many. And the girl was talking about, now that you're at home with your man and aren't allowed to depart from the premise or whatever, now's the time to confront him about all those little things you don't like or whatever it was. It was just like, because he can't go anywhere. He has to talk it out. That's demonic, dude. Straight up demonic. Okay. And asking for backlash, right? And so what would a damsel do in such a situation once she's set herself up or painted herself into a corner like that, agitating her man? Oh, she can diffuse it. How? The GPV. Okay. And that's why all the toilet paper is gone, because of all the leavings behind that are going to be occurring because of this situation. Okay. Now, okay, that means, all right, now I wish that I could say that this was like a brilliant plan from Donald Trump. Shut down the borders and have all the Americans over reproduce by making them be stuck in their place of residence with their, significant others. And spawn forth a new generation of American strength, right? I wish I could be able to say that. And that's the crux of this entire episode of Validation Boy Livestream, is the fact that, as we know, it's all rigged against men. So what this is going to end up doing is creating a whole new generation of children that are raised by single mothers, because that's the culture right now. And what does that do? That destroys our nation. The load that we bear on our backs because of single mothers in this country is tremendous already. And now the government, or whoever the powers that may be, not necessarily the government, but the powers that may be, or the powers that be, are fucking forcing this to happen. Forcing it to happen, forcing it to double down, the load that it already bears on our backs as a nation or civilization, really. Most people in jail are there because they were raised by a single mother. Most of the people in jail are from single mother households, like pretty much almost all of them. Damn near almost all of them. And this is not about nationalism. It's about the divorce and the taking away and the culture that exists now. And what does that lead to? A bunch of Christmas babies. And how fitting, right? Because then in a commie fucking dystopia, the tradition would be get knocked up at the end of March, and then at the end of December, 3 plus 9 equals 12. And then all the babies are born right at the new year, and all the broke ass dads who are all paying child support and paying for society and paying for single mothers to sit on a throne, all those men, because they're broke ass, they don't have to spend as much for the kid's birthday present and the kid's Christmas present. They just put it all at the end there. And then, he gets his tax return 2 months after that. And then he saves up for a year, and then he gives all that money again to the woman and the child. And it's just all rigged that way. That's what this is all about. They're creating a super dependent communist gynocracy, single mother kingdom of depravity and stress. And they're just separating that family like that, It's just funny. These MGTOW guys are telling the truth. Out in public, all the women right now are acting real fucking nice all of a sudden. Everyone's got a big smile and how can I help you and shit. All of a sudden, because they know. And on top of that, I've seen all these couples walking around. Same couples I've seen walking their dogs before. And usually the man is dejected, depressed, brutal. His shoulders are low. He's slouching. He's in pain. He dreads his life. And the woman is behind him bickering or on her phone, texting her stupid friends or maybe even some other dude and just making him do her biddings and ignoring him and being a cunt to him. And because I work in this area and you see these people. And now you see them same couples and the woman's all fucking nice and playing along and getting all snuggly with the guy and shit. It's just like, come on, dude. Come on. Okay. And that's why they're saying that it's going to last till, over several more weeks, several more weeks, maybe even months. That's why they're saying this whole thing, this whole ordeal might end up taking, right? You know why? To make sure that everybody's cycle, everybody's ovulation gets a chance. And even the women that have preventative birth, BC methods, it gives them a chance to get off of those in time to still be within this window. Okay. So and another thing of note, and also the girls out there in the public right now are straight up skeezing it out. Like everybody, even these girls that are with their man. Like all of a sudden they're wearing like yoga short, like Daisy Duke yoga shorts and a strapless sports bra and shit. Like everywhere, like in the gas station and shit, in the Publix. Like straight hoeing it up, like clothes you go to bed in, just out there. Everybody, old women, they're all doing it. It's crazy. It's disturbing. And like, holy shit, this is so like comical. Like everybody's skeezing fuck out right now and being extra nice and shit. Everybody, all these fucking, like, come on, dude. Like, come on. Okay. And another thing of note is that I was watching some shit on the TV screen at my job today that we have near the entrance. And in Florida, there were several counties that never got their relief funding from Irma because they didn't meet the requirement of having 50%, claim damage per claim ratio or something in their county. So their county just straight up never got the Irma funds. Never did. And now, because of this new ordeal, Now, because of this new ordeal, all of a sudden they're getting all them back funds, because they even said, oh yeah, we're basically taking all the old IRMA claims and we're putting them in with this so that we can get our, testing supplies, if you will, and other such supplies of that nature. So I just thought that was very interesting. And that just goes to show you, that was important, because that just goes to show you how the powers that be will do these things to you, okay? And then get what they want out of it and then brush it under the rug like it never happened. Just like that aeronautical incident in the Big Apple in the early 2000s, if you will. And just like that long race that people run somewhere up in the Northeast, and just like that place of elementary education, where that really bad thing happened that time with 26 Christmas trees being moved around the day before and stuff in the back area, and stuff like that. We've been joined by P. Mars. Excellent. Everyone go to P. Mars' channel and subscribe. Everybody go to P. Mars and subscribe. He's pretty much a legend. A lot of people won't agree with me. A lot of people will say, nay joy to the fucking troll. Okay? But he's still a legend. Okay? Cakes tries. Her channel got shut the fuck down midstream. P. Mars, you're a legend. You're an icon, bro. You go back and forth with people, but overall, I personally believe you're accountable. You've been always accountable to me, as far as I know. And if you haven't been and I don't know about it, well, then I forgive you anyways. You know what I'm saying? Because I respect you enough. Cake's stream got banned because of word usage, and that's why I'm trying to self-censor right now. Let me see something. Let me see what other notes I got. Yeah, and this is making everybody, pretty much go cashless. And we know what that cashless shit is all about. It's all that fucking point system, social credit system, all that, you know what I'm saying? And then worst case scenario, it's a designed ordeal, and, it's pretty much out with the old, That's what they're just basically going to try to do. And then have a whole, and then, out with the old, right? And then have a whole bunch of Christmas babies that are born right around the beginning of the year, right? And all those babies are going to be a brand new generation that can be molded even more easily, especially if they're raised by a single mother and taken care of mostly by the state. Do you see what's happening here? They're implementing Mao's design. They're implementing Mao's design. And they're trying to do it. This is a big jump. This is a big step in the whole process. This incident. And this incident isn't really all that horrifying because, or at least to most people, because most people aren't going to get sick, even if it is real. But most people aren't going to really be getting sick. Or if they do, they're going to survive it. It's just, they're saying that it's, whatever. So what's the worst thing about this whole ordeal? Cream pies. Christmas babies. It's slow. It's a slow drip of change. People are freaking out right now. And might just not end up being as bad as you think. And just remember that tweet that girl sent out. Think about it all. Put it all into perspective. Think about the timing of it all, right? Vic Noid. The term is not necessarily about food. Okay, look it up on a more age-appropriate website. That term, and it'll become quite clear what it means. But think about, basically what it results in is Christmas babies, if you get what I'm saying. So a new generation is in and out with the old, right? Is it all just that slow drip? See, I'm still skeptical. I'm still fucking skeptical, guys. We shall see. We shall see how it all plays out. And guys, don't be tricked. Don't be tricked into anything around this time. I'm here to save a life. Even if it's just one, I'm here to save one man's life. Unless you know for a fact that you're not going to get played. But how do you know? How do you know that these days? That's the sad horror of feminism. That's what third wave feminism has done to society. It's literally now killing civilization. The one that was built for them to live comfortably within. They're just going to destroy it all. Just because feelsies. All right, that's all I got to say, guys. It's the grim reality of where we are. All praise Jesus Christ. Remember, God gave you his son. It's the only way to do really anything of substance that matters is through Jesus Christ. Times are tough. Everyone's stressing out. I'm even stressing out. Fuck. I don't even need to, and I still am. I'm just empathetic, I guess. But this has been Validation Boy live stream, March 18th, 2020.